Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Sal Sagala, as well as Joey Kennealy. And Sal, I'm going to let you get us started with introductions and everything, and we'll go from there.
All right. So our guest for today is Joey Kennealy. He's uh guess you say he made his first start in ARCA this past weekend over at Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. He's a third race car driver for Jan Quackelbush, who we've had on the show. We've talked with him. We've talked with his other teammate Kyle Keller, and we also talked with his other teammate, which happens to be his brother, um, Robbie Kennealy. So today it's Joey's turn. He made his first start this past Saturday, which was exciting. I know for him, I know it's exciting for his mom as well as the rest of the team. And it was kind of neat to see a three-car team go out there and do what they did. So with that, Joey, just kind of give us a little bit of insight on how you got in, first of all, in the ride, and then and then from there, then we'll go into how your first experience in the ARCA car was.
Yeah, it was truly an honor to race for Jan. Obviously, my brother and Kyle have been racing for him all year, and it was an honor to be able to run his car at Kern. We didn't have the finish we wanted, but it was truly a learning experience, and I was just super excited for everything.
So going into Saturday, of course, there's always a preparation. How did you prepare for the start when first of all, this is the one of the ARCA races that didn't have Friday practice, and ARCA doesn't allow practicing on the tracks that you guys race on for the season.
Yeah, so Jan took us to a simulator out in LA, which helped me just log a few laps and kind of learn the line around the track. And talking with my teammates, because they raced there earlier in the year, just trying to figure out the best way to get around the track. And obviously, staying mentally and physically prepared was a big help.
So as you're preparing, you get yourself in the car. They have the driver intros. You take your first few laps. It's not like a late model race where they take 20 or 30 warm up laps and you get started. This only 3 or 4 warm up laps, and then green flag drops and you're ready to go. What was going through your mind, as you were making, that your very first lap, very first start in the car?
Yeah, well, I did do a race previously last year, um, thanks to some family and friends that helped me get in the ride.
So basically, it was your first laps around Kern. When they drop the green flag and it's time to go racing, and your first laps around in the ARCA car.
So yeah, I have had a few laps around the track, but those first few laps, it's just about getting into a rhythm and then keeping in that rhythm, making sure the car's stable. And we had the halfway break, which helps make adjustments and put new tires on the right sides. So yeah, those first couple laps is all about getting in a rhythm and staying clean.
So as the race progressed, it was kind of neat to see you kind of go door to door with one of the veterans, which is Todd Sousa in the number 3 car. You guys had your back and forth, and finally, you had an issue with your car. He went up in the wall and try to come back and hit you, missed you, and kept on going. And Joey probably did what every other driver did. So what was it like? What was it like racing against? It seemed like you and Todd are the ones that you guys really mixed it up more than with the other drivers.
Yeah, we had a really hard battle going for a while. Unfortunately, I just overused my brakes, and once we went into the corner, just the pedal went to the floor, and it was a whole accident. So I get tempers were going to be hot after that, but I mean, it's an accident, it's racing, and we'll just move on to the next race.
You know what? And that's actually a good attitude to have because, this. I mean, for you, your season is just getting started. For the other ones, they're already a few races in, but still, it seems like you guys are always pitted next to each other. The last thing you want, is any bad blood or just any confrontation of that type, because you never know when you get out there again, it might be the same thing. the shoe might be on the other foot, and the repercussions could be a lot worse. But getting out there, and mix it up, with all these ARCA drivers, of course, there's a few other rookies in the field. How did you feel racing against against the other competition that was out there?
Yeah, it's very exciting being able to race with a lot more talented field, full of experienced drivers. But yeah, with Todd, I don't want to be a driver that has enemies. Um, so obviously, I apologize to him because it was my fault. But yeah, it was a really good experience racing with a lot of the ARCA talented drivers.
And you know what? And I'm gonna leave it to Sharon, because I know right here is usually where Sharon will come in with some really good questions. So I'm gonna turn it over to Sharon.
Oh, okay, Joy, we're so glad that you took the time to be here with us today. Thank you for being here. I wanted to just kind of ask you, what were your goals going into your first race?
Well, the biggest goal was finishing and just being able to log laps, and uh, everything else was a bonus. Staying on the lead lap was a goal. Obviously, that didn't really go to plan the last few laps when the incident happened, but we were definitely doing what we expected before the incident happened.
Yes, and never feel bad about making a mistake, because mistakes are learning opportunities.
Yeah.
So what did you learn from the mistake that you made this week?
Well, I was definitely probably using a lot more brake than I needed to, and racing with Todd was just using a lot more. So I just being able to back up my corner and just use less brake would have been a lot easier.
Okay, that's great. And this was your first ARCA Menard Series West race. What other races do you have on the schedule for this year?
So that was my first this year, but we do have maybe two other races that are up in the air right now.
Okay.
Madeira, my hometown, and then one more other.
Okay, so Madeira, that sounds good. And I'm assuming you mentioned that you raced at Kern County before, and I'm sure you probably raced at Madeira as well.
Yeah, I did full time in a late model last year at Madeira, and last year I did two ARCA starts, one at Roseville and then one at Kern.
Oh, okay. So Roseville is another one that you've raced at. So, what is your expertise, do you think? Is it short tracks, less than a mile or half mile, or asphalt or concrete, or what's your expertise?
I'm definitely more comfortable on the short tracks because that's all I really have experience on. I don't have too many laps at bigger tracks like Kern. So I definitely feel more comfortable on short tracks like Roseville, Madeira.
Okay. And NASCAR drivers, I'm assuming you watch NASCAR.
Yeah.
Who is your idol in NASCAR as a NASCAR driver that you would like to model yourself after?
I really like Alex Bowman, just the way he
Oh,
presents himself and how he is with people.
yes, Alex is really nice. We've had him not on the YouTube shows, but in his earlier years when he was racing where you're at, we had him on the show quite a lot. So Alex is a really nice guy. Have you ever had a chance to meet him?
I did meet him once at a NASCAR race in Vegas.
Oh, cool, cool. Did he give you any specific advice?
Yeah, he's always like talking about. He's really good with his fans, and that's one of the biggest things I look up to. I love being able to interact with fans and make kids' days that always come to the track.
Okay. What is it about Joey Kennealy that most people who follow you may not know?
Well, we grew up just a small family. We never really had money. We don't now either. But when I lost my father last year, and that was super tough on us. But my mom has been super strong, and she works super hard for our family. And now with Jan helping us out with the ARCA deal, I mean, he's super kind, and he's always looking out for others.
Well, that's fantastic. And a lot of people start with meager beginnings, so it's always good to have high goals.
Yep.
Okay. Sal, did you have more questions?
Yeah. So, um, once again, coming into Saturday, you know what? You've worked with the team before. So what was it like to actually get it, in the seat, and race, you know, we already talked about your competitors, but now you got a chance to race against your brother. And then you also get a chance to race Kyle, if you ever, if the opportunity ever came up. What was it like to be out on the track with and have you guys as a three-car team?
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. Being able to race with my brother and Kyle, and how well they did, finishing both in the top three, definitely gives me a boost, confidence boost that I can do better than how I finished this weekend. So yeah, it was a extremely awesome experience to be racing with them.
And one thing that I told Jan when we were talking, I don't know if it was that night or today, and I was telling him, I said, I says, one thing that the you know the three drivers have to remember is that, any one of you can win at any time. You know what? There's no such thing as, one driver is more superior than the other one. You might have more experience. The other one might have more experience, but you know what? I've seen luck play a big part in that. Those two guys just happen to wreck out and you at the right place at the right time and you cross that finish line. Those cars do not have a mind. They do not have a brain. They do not know who's behind the wheel. Those cars are basically commanded by the person that's sitting in that seat, that's operating the pedals and that's driving it. So at any given time, you know what? On Saturday, you could have come up from the back, and made a run for the win, just like any of the other, you know, uh, 11 drivers that were out there. And that's one thing, I hope moving forward, that you would always remember that and say, you know what, I have just as good a shot at winning as any of these other guys. They might have been out there more, they might have more seat time, more experience. But you know what? Uh, there's a reason Jam put you in the seat, and it wasn't to for you to go over there, and learn. Well, of course, it's always a learning experience, even with the veterans. But he put you in that seat because he knew that you could do a job and get the job done.
Yeah.
So moving forward with what you learned from Saturday, you know, what positives did you find from Saturday, minus the negatives? But I'm sure you had a lot of positives that you found, as you were making your laps, and finding your groove, and what makes Joey happy.
Yeah, a lot of the things I learned is just having to learn how to get around, um, like lap cars if you're in a battle, or just passing a car that you may think you're faster than, because nobody's just going to give up a spot. So you're definitely going to have to work hard to get around drivers.
So how do you and your brother, after the race, do you and your brother get together, and talk about, the race, or what went on or what didn't go on, or maybe he might have seen something, or you might have seen something. Do you guys get together and kind of brainstorm?
Yeah, we kind of just talk about like uh, how our races went. Obviously, I went up to him and congratulated him because he got a top three finish and he had a really good run. Uh, but we weren't really around each other that much throughout the race to kind of like uh, help each other on what we could have done or what we might have done.
And Jan, I'm throwing this in for you because you asked me, and I was trying to find a way. I was thinking of a way to throw this in so this way, but I think a lot of the success from Saturday had to be your mom's steak sandwiches.
Yeah, they were some pretty big sandwiches.
They were great, and I mean, and Chad tells me, he goes, "Don't forget to mention the steak sandwiches." I go, so I'm sitting here thinking, how can I throw it in? And so this is like the perfect opportunity. But,
Yeah,
anyways, I know, I'm done with my questions. And Joey, it was a pleasure, being out there Saturday, watching you race, seeing you, make the start at Kern, seeing you make the start for Jan, you know what, and just seeing, everything that went on, the preparation, you know, all the way into the autograph session, then of course, post race, and with that, I just want to wish you continued luck the rest of the season, whether it be an ARCA car, whether it be in a late model, whether it be in a legend, whether you and your brother are racing your bikes around town, your skateboards, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I just wish you luck in all that and continued success.
Thank
And with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Sharon.
He's a skateboarder too, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so this is the time that we can have you do any shout outs or thank yous that you want to give to anybody.
Yeah, big thank you to my mom for just everything she's contributed to me, my brother, and my sister. Jan, who's obviously done miles for our family. Susan, who's Jan's right-hand man. Marcos Prado, who's always working in the shop. My brother and Kyle for just being great teammates. My sister, who's always at the track helping out, working. Brian Kaiser, Chris Greeny. They're big crew chiefs that always help out, whether it's adjustments on the car or just helping us get around the track. My crew that came out, Kale, Hero, Keith, and David, for big thanks for them to come out and help me out throughout this weekend. Our crew is just big things. We have one of the best crews out there. Everybody's so kind and donating their time.
Oh, that's fantastic. It always helps to have a good crew behind you. And also, are you on social media, Joey?
Yeah, as long as you look up Joey Kennealy, I'll pop up.
Okay, on all of them?
Yeah.
Oh my, you're everywhere then. Okay, well, Joey, it was really great getting to know you. We hope this isn't the last time we speak with you. We hope somewhere down the road you'll come back and visit with us again. Yeah. And we'll definitely be watching whenever your next race is, probably Madeira, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
Okay, so thanks again, and we'll talk with you again later.
All right.
Okay, now with that, I just want to tell everybody to watch for more. We do previews and reviews of all of the races in the ARCA Series platform, as well as NASCAR's platform, all three series. And then we do interviews, as you saw here today with Joey Kennealy, as well as our Hot Topic Sound Off. And we have a Hot Topic Sound Off segment tonight, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, and that's 7 o'clock Pacific time. And we discuss all the hottest topics in the world of NASCAR. So it's interactive. If you want to join us in the live chat, that would be great. And tell us what your hot topics are so that we can talk about them. That would be great. I'm Fan for Racing site on Facebook and Fan for Racing blog and radio on Facebook. Sal, you want to give your handles?
Yeah, I'm just Sal Segala Jr. on Facebook, Instagram, X. I got to remember to say X now. I had to change all my cards because everything still had Twitter on it. So,
Yes.
so I'm on X, and then if you that's basically it on those three platforms.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and especially Joey Kennealy for being here today. And we will definitely look forward to the next interview. So stay tuned for more. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.
Thanks. Okay, bye.